Hello and welcome back. My name is Josh from Tap for Games, and thought today I'd kind of chat about something. Oh, that's right. I was going to kind of talk about what I've been trying to do in terms of keeping my inventory system balanced, and I understand what's going on. So I'm going to talk about it just on a high level to see. Well, first off, if hopefully it helps somebody, and if it doesn't help somebody, then I guess I'm just wasting everybody's time. So I'll go ahead. Let me bring you over to the cart, and we'll kind of go from there. So here's kind of how I have been doing it. I had two ways that I was kind of struggling through this. So let me mess with the camera here a little bit. So as you can see, I decided to do shelving units and kind of focusing on like a A1F, an A1G, A1H. So the idea here was the 1 was representing the first shelf of my inventory system. And then I was doing it by set, sort, and alphabetize originally. So that's why you see M up here, and over here is my A's. And it kind of goes through for these 5-row boxes. But I started to switch towards the end, and I'll tell you why in a second. But I want to show you first what I'm talking about. Over to a chaos system. So let me back it up so you can actually see what I'm doing here. Hopefully that'll work. Yeah, that'll be what it is. So you can see down here, B1F, B1G, B1H, same kind of inventory system that I did up on the first shelf, but now we're on the second shelf. Oh, I think I said the wrong thing. The 1 represents cart 1. I apologize. It's A on top row, B on bottom second row, and then so on and so forth, and I have 4 rows. 1 represents cart 1, and then this would be the row. So over here on the left, that slides you over, but I'm looking at this side, so this is where we are. But basically, B, so F, G, H, I, and then J is all the way at the end. But as you can kind of see, that's my stick for remembering where I'm at, I've moved over to a chaos system. So I'm following through doing 1, let's see if we can get the camera to zoom in a little bit and make sense, 1 through 18 in each one of my rows. In each section, I'm doing about 50 cards. So that way it's easier for me to hand sort and go through. But I find that this system also has its own unique fun challenges, which is one that I'm going to have to try and figure out in the future. So let's kind of back it up. I'll show you a little bit here. Kind of what I mean by 1 cart or cart 1. I don't have so much inventory yet that I need to have more than 1 cart, but at some point I imagine that I'm going to need a second one of these because we're going to get more and more and more as things kind of move around. So let me go ahead, swing you back around. Make sure that everything's kind of where it's supposed to be. You might be a little crooked. Sorry if you're crooked, but is what it is. But I have found that both systems have their merit. So the set, sort, alphabetized system is, I don't know if you can hear it or not, but I think my dog is trying to dig into my couch in the other room. I'm going to assume it's not picking it up, and now I'm pausing for no reason. But anyway, the reason why the set, sort, and alphabetize, the tried and true old school method of going through everything works out great is because it's alphabetized and you can actually mark everything off and it becomes much easier to see. And if you have an issue where something gets slipped around, you can find the cards again. Where chaos sort, you are in chaos when you sort it. So you're receiving in on the set, sort, alphabetize. When you're bringing everything in, it takes much longer. But if you chaos sort everything and just kind of slam through it real fast, it creates these groupings and it allows you to receive in inventory very fast. But if you do something like if I were to accidentally lift up and out my 1 or 2 dividers and then those 2 stacks merge together, I now have to pull both of those and resort them so that I can get them into the correct groupings and ensure that everything isn't messed up. Where set, sort, and alphabetize is really easy because if I do that and all of a sudden the A's hit the B's. I'm like, oh, I just need to find the spot between the A's and the B's. And it allows the day-to-day kind of moving forward. What I didn't like about the set sort and alphabetize, not just the receiving in part, because I still do sort everything by set first, and then I will condition, and then I will break it down by rares and bring everything into the inventory. But like S, for example, it's a very common letter. So your S stack gets very large. And I guess I could break that down so it's more manageable, but I just haven't. And I always end up not doing that. And the S gets huge, T gets huge, and then W, X, Y, and Z are very tiny. Whereas set, sort, alphabetize, everything is 50 cards, 50 cards, 50 cards. So it's all very rigid, militarized, and easy to kind of get through. And because I've got it every 50 chunks, when I get an order, currently I use TCG tracking, but it has the pull list. So as soon as I get the order in, I say, where is this at? It tells me, it's B1J05. And I can go straight there, go through the 50 cards, find the card, pull it out, and place the order. So it works really fast, and I can pull very quickly. It's just you got to be careful, because if you accidentally screw up and put the card back in the wrong spot or put the wrong cards in the wrong area, you're going to have a bad time, because there's no secondary check that you get with the alphabetized. So if I were to go back and redo this, I'm not really sure right now what I would do. I think what I might do once, because I backed Card Mill. I think what I'm going to do is I might still stick with Chaos Sort, but then I'll throw those cards into the Card Mill, which should then resort them by alphabetized. So that way at least it's like A through Z, A through Z. So I can at least get some kind of symbology in my brain of like, hey, this is another A, so maybe that's another group. But time will tell whether or not that's going to work. So I hope this helps somebody, or it may not help somebody. I don't know. This video is kind of a little bit of a ramble, but I just kind of want to talk about how I'm doing my inventory system and see if anybody else has any thoughts, or if they're finding more successes going in a different direction. I think I heard of somebody on eBay or their eBay listings, they're taking like penny sleeves and putting in a serial number on each one of the cards. And I'm like, that's got to be an interesting way to receive something in. And how long does that work when you have thousands of cards? Maybe it's not that way because they're only doing, top-end cards. I don't know. Anyway, if you have any thoughts, or if you saw any cards or anything like that, any of these videos that you want to buy, everything goes through my store at tapforgames.com. You can go there to find the links to the actual locations where I do sell. Right now, it's mostly just Mana Pool. But on occasion, I'll open up TCG Player or something else. I haven't opened my own direct buying location, and that's mostly because I'm still new to this, and I'm still trying to figure out this whole entire business. I need to make sure that the margin is there so that I'm not continuing to incur debt trying to do this business. But yeah, if you have any questions, sign up to my newsletter. I will email you at least one time before I forget to do it again while I try to figure out how to do marketing. And I'll see you in the next one. Oh, subscribe, I guess. Yes, that's a call to action, right? That subscribe. All right, take care.